What do you say, everybody? It's time for your favorite show and ours. It's time for Mick's Beer Review. I got a special guest today, Dave Schultz. What's happening, brother?
Thanks for having me, man.
Welcome to the studio.
It's impressive.
Well, what's impressive is that bottle of Eagle Rare that you have over there. We'll talk about that in a second. I want to ask everyone, though, as we hang out here on the show today, this is crazy enough. This is episode 247 of...
Really?
Yeah, that's a lot of beer.
I told you. One way of looking at it, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about that. You have been out with me before, you know.
I have. He's very picky ordering beer. He's very particular ordering beer.
Hey, look, that's what you're supposed to be.
I'm usually on my second drink, and he's still going through the menu.
I'm like, hey, it's episode 247. So, guys, you know that when I'm out, I'm asking you, like and follow at Mick's Beer Review on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, hey, go to YouTube. That's what we're trying to build that up right now, at Mick's Beer Review on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, look, I've had a lot of great beers, and it's awesome to have you here today. I'm going to talk about this one here in a second, but we're going to try a Hazy IPA from Clown Shoes Beer. And how about that for a name?
Where do you find these beers?
Well, this one I actually got at Total Wine, but I'm constantly looking for a place where I can go in and find. I like the singles, you know, like because that way you can do a lot of these shows.
Sure.
You can try them and see what you like and what you don't like, and you're not stuck with a 4-pack. Plus, It's more expensive too.
Right.
You know, These are expensive beers, but you know what? I mean, that's kind of part of it. So yeah, so today's beer, I'm going to throw it up on the screen, and I've got one right here for you, Dave. It's Clown Shoes Rainbows Are Real Hazy IPA. Are you an IPA guy?
I'm probably not.
Probably not.
Okay. I don't even drink a whole lot of regular beer anymore, but I'm always willing to try.
Might as well, right?
Yeah.
For your first show.
And I need to be on Mick's Beer Review, so.
Yeah. Next time we'll do like one of those bourbon stouts, you know, where they're really good too. But yeah, here we go. I like Citra and Mosaic hops. You know, when you mix them, normally they're really good. They're standalone hops. They're kind of normally it's a, when you talk about those, it's kind of a fruity type taste. It'll probably have a little bit of a kick to it, but you're going to like where the story of Clown Shoes. They're what they say on their website is that they were founded in 2009. Clown Shoes is the result of a joke, some spite, and a deep passion for craft beer. Naturally, we dislike clowns, but we find their shoes hilarious. They remind us of humor in life and to be humble. If you want snooty, highbrow drinks, you can look elsewhere. There are plenty out there and plenty of uncool folks that treat themselves higher than thou, right? And so I guess this is, kind of a
what exactly is he trying to say?
Well, you tell me.
I'm sitting here with a bottle of Eagle Rare from me.
Yeah, but I don't think he's like taking a shot at Eagle Rare. I think that these guys are from Boston, Massachusetts, and Windsor, Vermont, right?
Okay.
And so I just think what they're saying is like in the world of craft beer, some people take themselves too seriously.
Got it.
But I love look, I'm going to throw this back up here again. Love the can art,
Sure.
And part of this show, Dave, is that we go out there and what we want to do is we want to help people understand what's actually in the can, because you see all of these cans and they're either on the shelf or, behind the bar or, in some sort of display, a cooler. And you got to figure out a lot of times from the can what you're getting. So it's hard to do that, right?
Right.
And you being a connoisseur of bourbon, you know what I'm talking about. How many times do you look and say, hey, what is this?
Sure. With the mash bills? Correct.
So, yeah. So, look, I love Eagle Rare, by the way. And you spent this morning, you were in the Allocate line. So tell us about that.
All right. So at the end of the year, this has been going on for a few years now. There's a lottery at the end of the year. 8 stores across the state of Alabama. They give out 100 spots, and that's where you can buy the Pappy, and the BTAC from Buffalo Trace if you're lucky enough to be in the top spots. But you can really get some good stuff. This past year, I slept out. I did not get a lottery spot. I think I was like 67th when I walked in the line, but some people didn't show up. So probably somewhere in the top 150, and got some good bottles. I got a bottle of E.H. Terrell Barrel Proof, got Weller Full Proof. I got a nice Michter's and Elijah Craig 18.
I love Michter's, yeah.
So I got a lot of good bottles. And in this case, though, now they're doing a quarterly lottery, and I was 31, not nearly as many bottles. They only had 11 different choices. They had about 160 bottles, although 60 of those were an Elijah Craig barrel proof.
Oh, wow.
And I was just hoping for an E.H. Taylor single barrel. I got the small batch. I got the barrel proof. I want the single barrel. And I ended up with, I missed it by 2 people, unfortunately. So for some reason, only half the people showed up. So I wasn't even 31. I was probably 21st. And I ended up with an Old Forester, I think, barrel proof rye.
Oh, nice.
Which I may offer to some people.
Yeah, well, look.
And then specifically got the Eagle Rare as going to get it as a gift.
Thank you.
As someone is going to spend a summer calling minor league ball, he may need, when we're on, pitcher 5 versus pitcher 5, and it's a Thursday game, and he's got a long ride ahead of him, and it's 10-1 in the 6th. He may need a little, assistance getting through the game.
I love Eagle Rare too. It really is one of my top 5.
Yeah, there you go.
I think it's fantastic, and thank you so much. And it's impossible to find if you don't get the
unless you're willing to sit in line, right? A lot of times the monthly deal is you can do that, but you got to get there first thing in the morning,
right?
And so. I'm happy to give this to you and enjoy it. In fact, it's a select bottle. It's a single barrel select, so it's even better than the normal 10-year Eagle Rare.
Yes. So. All right. Well, look, in your honor, let's go ahead and crack this open. Our Clown Shoes beer, Rainbow's a Real Hazy IPA. We score these 1 to 5.
Okay.
25 percent in as you go. So it could be 5, 475, 450.
I'll follow your lead. I got the braces on. I'll take those out so I can taste it.
All right. Well, let me crack this open. Look at that right there. Yeah, go ahead.
I was actually surprised how much you taste with your teeth. I did not realize that.
So here's the pour right here. I'm gonna throw that in there and try to show you that. Sometimes I actually have like a beer can, but look at that. It's kind of definitely a hazy type of look. I'm going to give you this Big Beach Brewing glass, one of my favorite breweries here locally. Here, you hold that.
All right.
And I might have some more for you here. Let me see. I'll give you a little bit more. All right, there you go. All right, so this was brewed December 5th, 2022. And definitely hazy.
Is there something to the coloring? Because there is when it comes to the bourbon.
Yeah,
right?
it's the
like
same
the darker
thing.
you want, the more caramelly it looks. The lighter it looks, it's not quite as aged.
Yeah,
at least that's what they say.
Well, this is like they basically the way they do it is filtering. So they'll just leave a lot more of this. They don't filter as much out when it's hazy, right? But it's let me throw this up here too. I mentioned the hops already. And then it's 6.9% alcohol, so it's got a little bit of punch to it, for a beer.
It sure does.
All right, well, hey, cheers, man.
Hey,
welcome, and let's do this. It's got kind of a mild flavor.
Okay.
To me, you definitely have some.
Well, that tastes like an IPA.
Yeah, that definitely tastes like an IPA.
That is not tasting like a Bud Light, a Michelob, a Coors, a Miller. That is definitely a craft beer. So I would. Not
a lot of carbonation.
No, that's true. I'm with you on that.
Hardly any foam.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's right.
It's kind of still. I like the flavor's not bad.
So I don't know if this is an insult or not. So you got to teach me because it tastes bitter to me.
Yeah, could be.
Okay,
right?
All right. So that's what that's the way all IPAs taste. I know that people like that. It kind of has a different taste.
Right.
A lot of the light American beers, we would consider water.
Yeah,
doesn't have any taste, right? But this definitely has a taste.
Do you think is this something that if you got if you bought this at the bar, you'd be like, you know what, this is a really good beer, or you think that's okay, it's okay?
I mean, beer's not my thing.
Right.
I'll be honest with you. It definitely has.
You're not going to hurt
taste,
anybody's feelings,
right? If I have a light beer, in certain things, you can have 3 or 4 of them. And you haven't tasted anything, although now you're buzzed.
Right.
Here you can definitely. It has a distinct taste.
Yeah.
So if you like craft beer, you probably like this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's okay. It's not, to me, it's not the best I've ever had. There's not a lot of.
You like more carbonation?
I like a little more carbonation.
Okay.
I like a little more head. I don't feel like I'm getting punched with flavor. I think it's there, but it's just not like it's not overwhelming me. And I'm one of those guys that I like kind of an overwhelming flavor. I like when I drink one, I like to feel like, okay, this thing, really hits me. It doesn't do that. I like the can art. I'm going to give them, a little credit for making
I like the
cool
can art.
cans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I love the concept too.
I do as well.
I'm definitely one of those guys that doesn't take himself too seriously. It's an okay beer. This is an okay hazy. I mean, we've done a ton of hazies on the show, and we've done some of the best in the country. This doesn't really rack up to me with the best, but to me, I think it's good. And I'm not disappointed. It's not like I would say, hey, don't do this one. But I think it's a little bit around average, and that's a good thing, and on the good side of average. So I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Oh, all right. Do you have a cost? Do you so a lot of times when they review the bourbons, it matters the cost.
Yeah. Well, this beer was about $5.
Okay. Is that what the going rate is?
It's about a medium price. Some of these, you'll catch some of these that are as much, and this is at Total Wine. So they're not at the bar, but some of these get up to, maybe $7. But
so this is a good value right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. This is yeah, I think so.
So Eagle Rare, if you can find it, is considered a very good value, right?
Great value.
Like Blanton's is not, it's double the price, but not double as good.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly.
It's a cool bottle and it's a good bourbon. But if you get Eagle Rare, right, that's why we wanted the E.H. Taylor. It's a $50 bottle of bourbon. That's really good.
Yeah. So what do you think? Give it a score.
Again, as someone who does not know what it's supposed to taste like,
throw it out there.
I'll give this like a 3.75
nice.
or 4. I mean, I think it definitely has a taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
again, I think it tastes bitter, but that's the way I think all craft beers taste.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 4 from you and a 3.5 from me, but I love that.
But I think it has. I do. I think it has something. I think if you like craft beer, I think you will like this.
Yeah.
All right. Now he's going to get me drunk and give me another craft beer just to compare it to something else.
No. Look, but see, that's what the show's all about, Dave. Right. It's kind of nice having someone on that hasn't had 500 beers. It's like, hey, you tried it. Hey, it's good. You like it. Like I got
to figure out the last time I actually had a beer.
Yeah. Well, you just had one, so.
Streak is over. Like Seinfeld throwing up.
All right, guys, look, again, do me a favor, like and follow at Mick's Beer Review. Thank you for hanging out with us. Great to see Dave Schultz in studio. And the best part about this show is when people stop by or we go on the road and talk beer because and today a little bit of bourbon. I love that too,
Right.
It's like fun.
I'd be in a much happier mood if I had the E.H. Taylor.
Yeah. Well, you got to get back in the lottery.
Now I got good luck with that, right?
Just keep at it. Mm-hmm. All right, for Dave Schultz, I'm Mick Gillespie. Cheers, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we will be back really soon.